Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video we'll be learning about acids and bases. So let's begin. First we'll learn about acids. Acids are the substances which can turn blue litmus paper to red. Acids have a sour taste. For example, lemon juice, vinegar and yogurt are the acids. Acids have some characteristics. The first is that they always turn blue litmus paper to red. The second is that they react with metals to form salt and hydrogen gas. For example, if we put a few drops of hydrochloric acid on a metal like magnesium, then it will react with it to form magnesium chloride and hydrogen gas. The third characteristic is that acids turn metal hydroxide to salt and water. For example, if we add a few drops of nitric acid to a metal hydroxide like calcium hydroxide, then it will form calcium nitrate and water. Acids have pH less than 7. The lower the pH value, the stronger the acid. Acids are of two types, strong acids and weak acids. Strong acids ionize completely in water to give hydrogen ions. For example, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid and nitric acid. Weak acids ionize partially in water to give hydrogen ions. For example, acetic acid, citric acid and formic acid. Now let's learn about bases. Bases are the substances which can turn red litmus paper to blue. Bases have a bitter taste. For example, baking soda and soap are the bases. Bases have some characteristics. The first is that they always turn red litmus paper to blue. The second is that they react with acids to form salt and water. For example, if we add sodium hydroxide to hydrochloric acid, then it will form sodium chloride and water. Bases have a pH value more than 7. The higher the pH value, the stronger the base. Bases are of two types, strong bases and weak bases. Strong bases ionize completely in water to give hydroxide ions. For example, sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. Weak bases ionize partially in water to give hydroxide ions. For example, ammonia, pyridine and triethylamine. Now let's learn some important points about acids and bases. Neutralization reaction is the reaction between an acid and a base to form salt and water. For example, if we add hydrochloric acid to sodium hydroxide, then it will form sodium chloride and water. Acid salts are formed when an acid reacts with a base, but does not completely neutralize it. For example, if we add a weak acid like acetic acid to a strong base like sodium hydroxide, then salt and water along with the acid are formed. Indicators are substances that show different colors in different acids and bases. For example, litmus, phenol red, and bromothymol blue. Salt is an acid salt when it is formed by the partial neutralization of a weak acid by a strong base. For example, sodium bisulfate. Salt is a basic when it is formed by the partial neutralization of a strong acid by a weak base. For example, sodium acetate. Now let's solve some questions. What is the pH of an acid? The pH of an acid is less than 7. What is the pH of a base? The pH of a base is more than 7. What will happen if you add an acid to a base? An acid will neutralize a base to form salt and water. What will happen if you add a base to an acid? A base will neutralize an acid to form salt and water. Name two strong acids. The two strong acids are sulfuric acid and nitric acid. Name two weak acids. The two weak acids are acetic acid and formic acid. Name two strong bases. The two strong bases are sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. Name two weak bases. The two weak bases are ammonia and triethylamine. Now you know a lot about acids and bases. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any doubts, then comment down below. And if you like this video, then press the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.